Hello my dear students, welcome back to my class Easy Maths by Sukumar. How are you my dear students? This is Sukumar, mathematics teacher. Here I am standing before you to start a new topic. The topic name is lines and transversal. Lines and transversal in this lines and angles. Lines and transversal. Okay. See what is the line? I already explained about line. Line means it's no endpoints. It has no endpoints. We can extend it or produce it on either side. So this is an infinite, not a definite length. It has infinite length. Okay. See what is a transversal? Transversal means a line intersecting two coplanar lines at two distinct points is called a transversal. See for example, here it is a line and this is another line. See this line intersects these two coplanar lines. Coplanar means the lines lie on the same plane are called coplanar. See it is a plane. So these two lines lie on the same plane. So these two lines are called coplanar lines. So this is a transversal. How do you say this is a transversal? Transversal means it intersects two coplanar lines at two distinct points. Okay, so that means it is a what? Transversal. Now coming to the parallel lines my dear students, parallel means what? You can come across parallel lines in many situations. See, railway track is the best example of parallel lines. These two edges of the board are parallel. These two edges of the board are also parallel. Okay my dear students, similarly the rules in your book are parallel lines. They do not intersect each other. Even though we produce it on either sides, they may not intersect. Okay, parallel means they do not intersect and the distance between them is constant. The distance between these two parallel lines is constant. So we can say they are parallel lines. They do not intersect each other, right? Now see my dear students, here the topic is lines and transversal. Here there are two parallel lines here and intersected by a transversal here. Here this L and M are parallel. L is parallel to M and this P is a transversal. Here my dear students, there are 8 angles have been formed. That means 4 pairs of angles have been formed. What are they? Here A, B, C, D and other 4 angles are E, F, G, H. The total angles are 8 angles. Okay my dear students. See the interior angles are here. What are the interior angles? Interior and exterior. Interior angles are C, D, E, F. C, D, E, F are interior angles. Coming to the exterior angles, A, B, G and H. These are exterior angles. Interior, exterior. Interior means inside the parallel lines, two parallel lines. Exterior means outside the two parallel lines. Okay. See my dear students, there are some properties. You have to learn these properties to solve the next exercise my dear students. The properties are, the first one is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Here I will write corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Actually, you have been learning these properties from class 8. Again, these properties are given in this class 9 also, my dear students. Okay. See, what are corresponding angles? Corresponding angles means they are on the same side of the transversal. See, for example, this is a transversal. The corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal. Either this side or that side. Either left hand side or right hand side. They are on the same side of the transversal and one angle is interior, the other angle is exterior. So my dear students, here angle A corresponding angle is E. Angle A is equal to angle E and angle C is equal to angle G. These are corresponding angles on left hand side. Coming to the right hand side my dear students, angle B is equal to angle F and angle D is equal to angle H. These are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles means they are on the same side of the transversal, and one is interior and other angle is exterior. If you observe here, angle A is exterior, angle E is interior, they are equal. Angle C is interior, angle G is exterior. So similarly, angle B is equal to angle F, angle D is equal to angle H. These are called corresponding angles. The corresponding angles are equal. Okay. So this is the first property. Now coming to the next one, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are equal. See here, alternate interior means they are on the either side of the transversal. Either side. One is on the left hand side, means the other one should be on the right hand side. So here, if you observe this figure, angle C is equal to angle F. Angle C and angle F are alternate interior angles. Similarly, angle D is equal to angle E. These are also alternate interior angles. Okay. And alternate exterior angles are also equal. Alternate exterior angles. Exterior angles. What are alternate exterior angles? Angle A, angle H. They are on the either side of the transversal. That means angle A is equal to angle H and angle B is equal to angle G. These are called alternate exterior angles. Okay, my dear students, that means if a transversal intersects two coplanar parallel lines, then alternate interior angles are equal and alternate exterior angles are also equal. Okay, the next property is sum of the interior angles are on the same side of the transversal. Same side of the transversal are supplementary. That means the sum of the interior angles are on the same side of the transversal are supplementary means, my dear students, angle C plus angle E, they are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So their sum is equal to 180 degrees. Similarly, angle D plus angle F, they are on the same side of the transversal and moreover they are interior angles. Therefore, their sum is 180 degrees. Okay, my dear students, the sum of the interior angles, not only interior, exterior angles are also 180 degrees. That means angle A plus angle G is equal to 180 degrees. Angle A plus angle G, this is 180 degrees. Similarly, angle B plus angle H, it is also equal to 180 degrees. They are sum of the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Okay, my dear students, what we have learned so far in this lines and transversal, if a transversal intersected two coplanar parallel lines, the corresponding angles are equal and the alternate interior angles are equal and the alternate exterior angles are equal, and sum of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary, and sum of the interior angles on the same side of the sum of the exterior angles on the same side of the transversal are also 180 degrees. Okay, so these are all our lines and transversal. Okay, my dear students, now coming to the lines parallel to the same line. Okay, coming to exercise 4.3, let us start this exercise 4.3. Exercise 4.3, right, it's very important sum. Why it is given important, why I am saying important means this sum is repeated many times for SCA1 summative exams. Okay, right, in the given figure exercise 4.3, first question, In the given figure, L is parallel to M. To prove angle 1 is supplementary to angle 8, what write reasons for this statement? We should write the statement, write reasons for this statement. The statement given here and the reasons are given here. Right, the first one is L is parallel to M. Number 2 is angle 1 is equal to angle 5. Number 3 is angle 5 plus angle 8 is equal to 180 degrees. Angle 5 plus angle 8 is equal to 180 degrees. Number 4, angle 1 plus angle 8 is also 180 degrees. Fifth one, angle 1 supplement to angle 8. So we should write the reasons here. Here on this blanks, the figure is given like this. L and M are parallel lines. Students, are you here? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the angles 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me repeat this statement here. It is given that L is parallel to M and angle 1 is supplementary to angle 8. Okay, two things are given here. L is parallel to M, it is given, and angle 1 supplementary to angle 8. Angle 1 is supplementary to angle 8. We have to prove angle 1 is supplementary to angle 8. Okay, here, right. Now, why this angle 1 and angle 5 are equal? I have already explained this. Why this angle 1 and angle 5 are equal? They are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles, my dear students. So, angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. What about angle 5 plus angle 8? They are linear pair. Okay, angle 5 plus angle 8 is linear pair. So the sum of these two angles is 180 degrees. Okay, now angle 5 plus angle 8 is 180 degrees, but from equation 2 here, instead of this what angle 5, we substituted angle 1. That means what do you write here? From equation 2, my dear students. Okay, now angle 1 plus angle 8 is equal to 180 degrees means that only we have to prove. So hence it is proved. Hence it is proved. So my dear students, these are the reasons to prove what? This angle 1 is supplemented to angle 8. That means angle 1 plus angle 8 is equal to 180 degrees. Coming to the second question in exercise 4.3, my dear students. Exercise 4.3. In the adjacent figure, AB is parallel to CD. CD is parallel to EF. There are three lines here. One is AB parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD. And the CD is parallel to EF here. And there is a transversal here. This is x degrees, y, and this is z. So what is given, my dear students, here? Given AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. See, my dear students, here that y is to z, and one more thing is given here. This y is to z is equal to 3 is to 7. We have to find x. Look here, my dear students. Here, this y is to z is given 3 is to 7. See here, if you observe here, CD is parallel to EF. The line CD is parallel to EF. CD and EF are parallel, no? And it is also a transversal. Of course, this AB and CD are also parallel, but I am taking only CD and EF are parallel. Since CD is parallel to EF and since it is a transversal here, actually the name is not given for this transversal, right? So this angle Y, this angle is equal to angle Y. This angle is also Y. Why? They are corresponding angles. These two are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles means they are on the same side of the transversal, and one is interior angle, other one is exterior angle. So actually for CD, this angle is exterior, for this angle is interior. Therefore, these two angles are equal. Why? Corresponding angles. Okay, my dear students. Now, what about angle Y plus angle Z? Angle Y plus angle Z, this sum is equal to 180 degrees. The reason is it is a straight angle. Since it is a straight angle. So straight angle means the sum of these two angles should be equal to 180 degrees. Okay. Now this ratio is given here. What is the ratio given here? 3:7. Angle Y and angle Z are in the ratio 3:7. That means angle Y is equal to, so to find angle Y, before we find angle Y, let us find the sum of the ratio. Sum of the ratio, that is equal to 3 plus 7, it is equal to 10. 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. Okay. So sum of the ratio is 10. Now we will find angle Y. Angle Y is equal to 3 by sum of the ratio into 180 degrees. So 3 by 10 of 180. So here 0, 0 get cancelled. 3 18s are 54 degrees. So this angle is 54 degrees. Now coming to angle Z is, the ratio is 7. So 7 by 10 into 180. So 0, 0 get cancelled. 18 7s are, 7 8s are 56, 5. 7 1 is 7 plus 5 is 12. So this is 126 degrees. See, this 126 plus 54 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay. Actually, what we have to find here, my dear students, we have to find here X. See, this angle we should find here. Okay. See, my dear student, but this angle X and angle Z are equal, no? Why they are equal? Here this AB is parallel to CD. AB and CD are parallel lines and it is a transversal. X and Z are, angle X and angle Z are what? Alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angles are equal. That means angle X and angle Z are equal. That means here angle Z is 126 degrees. Therefore this angle X is also equal to 126 degrees. Okay, my dear students. See here we use what? Straight angle and we use alternate interior angles. Here we use corresponding angles. Okay. Now coming to the third sum, my dear students, in this set, in the adjacent figure, here I will write third sum. In the adjacent figure, AB is parallel to CD. This AB is parallel to CD. And EF is perpendicular to CD. So this EF, here it is F and this is E. This EF is perpendicular to CD. And okay, I will write first here what is given. What is given? This AB is parallel to CD and this EF is perpendicular to CD. So this is a perpendicular line. Okay. Next one is angle GED is equal to 126 degrees. This is also given. Angle GED is equal to 126 degrees. What we have to find here? To find, the first one is angle AZE, and the second one is angle GEF, and the third one is angle FGE. These angles we have to find here. Okay students, here please look here. See my dear students, this AB is parallel to CD. Here this AB is parallel to CD, and this EF is perpendicular to CD. Here this EF is perpendicular to the CD. Okay. What is given here? This angle GED. One more line is there here. This is GE. GE. Right. Now angle GED, this total angle is given here. This total angle is 126 degrees. Okay. Now what we have to find here? Angle AGE. Here angle AGE, this angle, and what next? Angle GEF. Where is GEF? This angle GEF, this angle, and the last one is angle FGE. This angle also we have to find. Okay. See, solution. We will write the solution here. Right. See my dear students, this total angle is 126 degrees. And this angle only 90 degrees, since this EF perpendicular to CD. So from 126 degrees, if you remove this angle 90 degrees, then that is equal to angle GEF. Okay. So my dear students, to find angle GEF first, we should multiply angle, we should subtract angle GED, angle FED from angle GED. FED, this is 90 degrees. We subtract angle FED from angle GED. So that is equal to angle GEF. So this is equal to 126 minus 90. So this is equal to what? 36 degrees. So this angle is 36 degrees. Okay my dear students, so here angle GEF is 36 degrees. See here, this angle GEF should be equal to one more angle there. What is that angle? Here if you consider this AB and CD are parallel and this GE is a transversal means, this angle is equal to angle GED equal to angle AGE. They are called what? Alternate interior angles. See my dear students, here I will write this AB parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD, and what? This and GE is a transversal, and GE is a transversal. Therefore, angle AGE should be equal to what? Angle AGE should be equal to angle GED. So this angle GED is equal to actually what? What is angle GED? 126 degrees. So it is equal to 126 degrees. Therefore, angle AGE is equal to 126 degrees. Okay. So we already find angle what? GEF, GEF and angle AGE. Now we have to find one more angle is that angle EGF or angle FGE. See, if you observe this figure here, these two angles, the sum of angle AGE plus AGE plus angle EGF or angle FGE, it is equal to 180 degrees. Why they are 180 degrees? The sum of the two angles. Why they are 180 degrees? Since it is a straight line. Straight line. Straight line means it makes an angle 180 degrees. Therefore, my dear students, here this angle AG is already 126 degrees. So this is 126 plus angle FGE is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, angle FGE is equal to 180 minus 126. What is 180 minus 126? That is equal to 54 degrees. Therefore, angle FGE is equal to 54 degrees. Right. Okay. Understand, my students? Here we find what is the angle GF here and what is the angle AZE and angle FGE also. Okay. Please write down, my students. Now coming to the fourth question in this exercise 4.3. Fourth question in exercise 4.3. In the adjacent figure, PQ is parallel to ST, right? Given PQ is parallel to ST and angle PQR is equal to 110 degrees and angle RST it is equal to 130 degrees. So what is to be found here? To find what? Angle QRS. Okay. Let us draw the figure first here. So this is PQ. This angle is 110 degrees. Here it is capital R and this angle is S 130 degrees and this is some T. Yeah, this is the figure. Okay, my dear students. Now here what is given? This PQ is parallel to ST. That means if you produce this line, my dear students, this is some X. This XT and PQ are also parallel. This XT and PQ are also parallel. Right. Now angle PQR is 110 degrees and angle RST is 130 degrees. What we have to find here? Angle QRS. That means we have to find this angle here. Right. Now what we do here? If we produce this line here, my dear students, here also, right, these two lines are parallel. And just let us draw what? A straight line which is parallel to this PQ and this ST also. This line may be KG. Let it be KG. Okay, this line is KG. Okay, now look here, my dear students. Actually, what we have to find here? This angle QRS. Okay, now just we will write here. Draw KG is parallel to PQ and it is also parallel to this XT, right? XT or ST. Okay. See, my dear students, here, since these two lines are parallel, this is 130 degrees and it is 110 degrees. Look here, this angle, I will write here, angle RST plus angle SRG. SRG is equal to 180 degrees. These two angles are 180 degrees. Why? There is a property. What is that property? The sum of the interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. What? The sum of the interior angles are on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Here I will write sum of the interior angles. Sum of the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Same side of the transversal. So my dear students, it is 180 degrees. But angle RST is given. What is that angle? That is 130 degrees plus angle SRG is equal to 180. Now we want angle SRG, that is 180 minus 130, that is equal to 50 degrees. So my dear students, this angle is equal to 50 degrees. Okay. Now what we do here, this is 50. What about this angle? Since these two lines are parallel, what two lines are parallel? Look, here this PQ is parallel to KR. PQ is parallel to KR, and the sum of these two angles are also 180 degrees. The same reason, sum of the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. That means angle PQR plus angle PQR plus angle KRQ, it is equal to 180 degrees. See my dear students, this is angle PQR is 110 plus angle KRQ is equal to 180 degrees. See here, right, this angle KRQ is what my dear students here? This angle KRQ is equal to 180 minus 110, that is equal to 70 degrees. That means here this angle KRQ is some 70 degrees and this is 50 degrees. Okay, now coming to the last point here, this angle and angle QRS and angle SRG, the sum of the three angles should be equal to 180 degrees. The reason is it forms a straight line. That means here I will write. So that is angle KRQ plus angle QRS plus angle SRG or angle GRS, both are same. Angle GRS, it is equal to 180 degrees. The reason is it forms a straight line, right? This is a straight line. So it is a straight line. Straight line. So that angle is 180 degrees. So here my dear students, this angle KRQ is, we know that it is 70 degrees plus angle QRS is, we don't know, that is angle QRS plus 50 degrees. It is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, angle QRS is equal to 180 degrees minus 70 plus 50 is 120. Therefore, angle QRS is equal to 60 degrees. So, this angle is 60 degrees. Okay, understand? Right. Now, coming to the fifth question, my dear students, here. Coming to the fifth question here. What is fifth one? In the adjacent figure, M is parallel to N. Fifth one, M is parallel to n, and there are two lines here, CB and CA. This is some y and this is some angle x here, right? This total angle is z. Okay, see my dear students, in the adjacent figure here given m is parallel to n, m is parallel to n, and a comma b are any two points. Here this is a and this is b, are any two points on small m and small n respectively. They are the points on the lines, two straight lines m and n. Of course they are parallel to each other. And CB, any interior point between the lines m and n, we have to find angle ACB. Okay, so this angle ACB, that means we have to find angle Z. To find here, what is to be found here? Angle ACB. Okay, look here my dear students. See here my dear students, we should find this angle ACB here. Look, here also just we make a construction here. Just we draw a small parallel line here through AC. This is a parallel line. Okay, I will write here, draw a parallel line. Draw what? What is the parallel line here? Let it be some S. Draw a parallel line S to M and N. Okay. Say this line is S is parallel to M and also parallel to N. Why? Both M and N are parallel to each other, right? So my dear students, here this S is parallel to M and S is parallel to N. Okay, now here since M is parallel to S and N is parallel to S, M is parallel to S and N is parallel to S. This M is parallel to S, therefore this angle X should be equal to this angle, no? That is half part, not half exactly, some part of angle Z. So that can be written as here angle BCS, angle BCS, BCX, yes, BCS is equal to, this is x degrees. Similarly here also my dear students, this angle Y means it is equal to angle SCA. So angle SCA is equal to y degrees. What is the reason why I have written like this here? Angle BCS is x degrees and angle SCA, that means this part is equal to y degrees. They are alternate interior angles. Here the reason here is since alternate interior angles, Okay my dear students, now this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Let us add equation 1 and equation 2 here. What is equation 1? Angle BCS plus angle SCA is equal to x plus y. What is angle BCS? BCS is this part and angle SCA means this part. So this sum of these two angles is Z. So Z is equal to x plus y. So this angle Z is equal to x plus y. Understand my dear students? So what is Z here? X plus y. See, Z means angle ACB is equal to x plus y. I hope you understand my dear students. we have to draw a parallel line. First, S is parallel to M and it is also parallel to N. Then we use this concept here, alternate interior angles.